What's up, guys? This is Sam, and I'll be doing the free video for Friday, November 26th, 2021. So I just wrapped up the premium video with the folks in the gold room, and we did a quick look around the markets. There's this consistent pattern that I'm noticing coming into, that was already present, but it's now starting to play out. So I do want to spend just a little bit of time talking to you guys about this. I think that we happen to be in one of those markets where the individual stocks are not all that relevant. I think that this is really kind of a red-green conversation in terms of whether the entire market is red or the entire market is green. Of course, there'll be, little pockets of strength here and there, but by and large, if you knew whether the market was red or green, that's probably the most valuable information, more so than individual stocks. So I'm going to start by showing you the pattern here in the QQQ. It's evident everywhere. I want you to be aware of this. This pattern I'm about to show you on the Qs is evident in all markets, but it is most dramatic in the Qs. Now, oddly enough, even though I'm going to show you the Qs, I do expect for them to be the source of strength, relative strength in the market. I expect them to go up more than the rest of the market and to drop less than the rest of the market in this particular slice of time because of the dynamic around bonds. So it looks like interest rates really collapsed today, and that really will only drive tech and primarily start to hurt IWM and things like that. So here's the. I'm going to show you two. I'm going to show you two patterns. One of them is a price pattern, based just on price. The second one is a momentum pattern. And what you want as a trader is to always tie these two things together, because I see so many folks just use the moving averages and say, oh, look, it came down to the 21, or it came down to this, or it came down to that. But then they have no understanding fundamentally of momentum. And this is a pattern that had already been in place. So let's start with the easy one. Let's start with the price pattern. So always take your previous high before you get a dip and extend it out, right? So when we do that, we can see that we actually try to break out, and then you see how it gets pushed back into the range from where it came. So this used to be resistance. It should have become support after it broke out, but you see how immediately that broke. Even before today, it was already broken. So this has the potential to become a bull trap. Now, why does it have more potential to become a bull trap? Well, because of the momentum. So let's tie it all together here. You have the pattern there, the breakout bull trap, and then arguably you have one over here. It hasn't developed. On the daily, it's definitely a confirmed bull trap for now. But the question is, on the weekly, will it also become a bull trap? And so on this one, you use this previous high. This would be the trap, and then you'd have to close back below, let's just call it 80, to trigger the trap. That's a ways away, but just be aware there is a little bit of a fractal here, where this is a smaller version, this is a smaller version of the larger weekly. So that's the price pattern. From a momentum pattern, what did we see last time we got sell signals? Last time you got sell signals, you got all this downside action, right? And it wasn't until you got buy signals, and those buy signals were almost perfect. Look at that. It wasn't until you got buy signals that the market turned, right? So if we approach this as a cyclical thing, which we always should, sell, buy, sell, where do you think the buy is? Well, the buy is either down here or at the center. You can answer this question yourself. Is that green line at the center or down here? No shot. So that's a minor problem, right? So that's a momentum problem. But let me show you actually the one that I think is a little bit more hidden. Here's a high, and keep in mind, this pattern I'm showing you right now, this pattern is everywhere. In every index, in almost every stock. You have a high, you have a higher high. You have a high here on your momentum, and then you have a lower high. See how your momentum went down between this point and this point while price went up? That's called a momentum divergence. So you have a momentum divergence, you have sell signals, you have the bull trap, So that's pretty much as aligned as it could be for a little bit more selling. Maybe a lot of bit more selling. Now I do want to put everything in context here. One, I don't think that the variant news that came out today is the news. Well, it is obviously the news, but it's not the reason things are selling off. The momentum divergence was already in place well before that happened. So oftentimes you'll see the news just resolves existing patterns, and this is one of those times. Right. Not only that, but then you also had other things like the Nasdaq was making new lows at while it was at all-time highs. There was a lot of little problems here and there. So, point number one. Point number two, can this become something even bigger? And for that, we have to come over here to the IWM. Because this is the part of the market that's not going to like at all what's happening. It doesn't like closing again. It doesn't like, and it certainly doesn't like lower interest rates where tech normally does. So here on the IWM, you have this breakout. Doesn't matter where you slice it. Let's make it pretty thick. You see the breakout there? So what was I just showing you on the Qs? Well, I showed you on the Qs this exact same pattern just on a daily time frame with the potential for it to be on the weekly. But you see on the weekly here on the IWM, it actually already has triggered. This is a legitimate bear trap, right? Because you consolidate for months in this box. You break out. What you don't want to see is for it to go back into the box. That's unacceptable. For it to come back and kiss the top of the box, that's perfectly fine and actually really healthy. What it's doing now, though, is unhealthy. So you have the trap, you have the squeeze, which went up and now is trying to go the other way. That's called a reverse slingshot. And then you have some sell signals that are hitting. And here's the problem: intraday, you don't have any daily buy signals to balance it out. So the IWM and the QQQ are pretty much all you have to follow here. Understand that the QQQ should be your leadership. Understand that IWM will lead to the downside as well. So if you want to look for problems, they should happen here, and they already certainly are. The potential that this could be a bear trap in IWM weekly is very top of my mind here. With that said, I do think that we can bounce on Monday, right? So if we bounce 1.5–2% on Monday, it doesn't. Well, 2% might change something, but if we bounce, let's say 1.5%, 1 to 1.5%, basically 50% of what we lost today, I don't think that changes a thing. And I do actually expect for us to try to bounce. It's a loose expectation, but it wouldn't surprise me at all to see a very big bounce on Monday. I think you want to not chase that, or even use it as a potential to get short. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at things. I don't know whether the market, if this is going to be a major top or not. There are some signals. These are the strongest signals I've seen. And keep in mind, I'm completely talking to you outside of the new variant. I don't even care about that. I'm trying to just drive the car based on the map that is the charts. So I don't know if this is going to be a lasting top. We'll find out a lot more next week. I think we bounce on Monday, and then we get the tell by Tuesday and Wednesday in terms of what it's going to do. My expectation is that we bounce on Monday, we sell off by Wednesday, and we have to go lower before we can try to go higher. So that's the approach that I'm taking. I won't see you guys again on YouTube here until next Friday, so there's not going to be a chance for me to fill you in, so I'm trying to give you as much information as possible. But basically what it comes down to is, one, the variant news that came out is just the catalyst for some problems that were already existing on the charts. Two, the momentum and the price structure on the charts is very, very dangerous here. This is not a common pullback, not because of the scariness of the news, but because of the structure and the momentum profile of the charts. And as such, we have to be extra careful. Don't chase strength, in my opinion. I think you can day trade it. I think there's going to be a day tradable bounce coming. But we're going to have to see quite a bit more, probably by Wednesday or Thursday of next week, to shift the tide here, because the path right now is that it needs to flush more, even if it bounces, and then we can figure it out from there. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to leave us a like before you go somewhere else on the YouTube. I would say leave us a dislike, but nobody can see that you've left a dislike, so you might as well just leave us a like. And go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. Come and check us out at simplertrading.com to enjoy a plentiful amount of market analysis and community. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your Thanksgiving weekend. I look forward to seeing you next Friday, and we'll see what the market has in store. Cheers. Hey guys, this is Sam, and I'm the Director of Equities at Simpler Trading. I want to thank you for watching this video, and before you go somewhere else on the YouTube, I'd like to ask that you comment and like the video. It really does help us out with the algorithm and getting the message out to more folks who like to see our content. Also, be sure to click the bell notification and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss anything that comes out. If you want to watch us trade in real time using our own money, come over to simplertrading.com and learn how to sign up. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you for the next video. Cheers.